super chats here that have come in during this conversation. First one says, Maresca called Sterling an important player on the 4th of August. In 10 days, he was out of the door, and Clear Lake cheerleaders are on the panel are telling us it's Maresca and not the owner's decision. Delusional PR. It's crazy.
Oh, that's too funny. No, why is it funny, Terry? You don't listen to a manager's words. You watch the actions. Managers lie all the time. Secondly, Sterling featured the same amount as Tyreek George. Is Tyreek George an important player for our squad? Yeah, I didn't think so. So
just keep that energy. Listen, and that's fair to have that opinion.
That's facts. That's not my opinion. It's facts.
Are you talking about last season? I'm confused.
No, I'm talking about this preseason.
You talk about preseason, and that is
the same amount as teenagers.
And that there, yeah, and in preseason that's quite normal. But the point being made here, and again, it's about people being intellectually honest. The next time I hear you have a go at a manager for something he said and not what he does, we'll be calling you out on it, Ches. If it's not your club, that is.
If this was Manchester United or Arsenal, you'd have a much different energy. We know that.
Matic and Juan Mata were deemed surplus to requirements by Mourinho and sold to Man United. Wasn't Chelsea ruthless back then, Terry? Absolutely. And nobody here is saying that getting rid of players that you don't deem good enough is wrong. You've not heard those words come out of my mouth. I'm talking about it's the behavior and or treatment of an individual. If KJ's struggling at work for me and me and him privately talk about it and I dismiss him, give him a month's notice, pay him salary, help him find a new job, that's cool. But if I'm sitting on the internet, ripping into him, telling everyone he isn't good enough, damaging potentially other work opportunities for him, that's not the right way to behave. They've both ended with him losing his job, which he may have deserved, but there's a way in which you can go about things in life. And I think that it's not wrong to want players gone. Chelsea have just created a situation that could go wrong, could go badly, end badly for them, is all I'm stating. They're not wrong. I don't disagree with Ches on any level. You should get rid of players that you don't deem are good enough for your football club. That's absolutely fair. Like, no one's disagreeing with that. By the way, a gal said the exact same thing. Terry said, again, bad at expressing himself. No, I got what me and the gal said a few different things. The only thing he said that I disagreed with the gal, I don't think Maresca's lying. I think he is training with that size of group. I don't think Maresca's made that up personally. So that's where me and the gal disagree. United did the same to Sancho, talk about that. But we did. Again, I condemned it. And this is where you can't call me out for a lack of the same energy. I thought it was wrong that we spoke publicly and the player released a statement. I thought it was I said it on many shows. It was disgusting that we made him eat his lunch in the car. It was disgusting that we started leaking stories about him. So I need to be honest. I did call it out. I'm keeping the same energy, brother.
Does it depend on the situation, though, Terry? Because I'll give you an example, right? This happened to Liverpool a couple of years ago with Mamadou Sakho, because we isolated him out of the team because he came late into training, and I think he also gate crashed one of Klopp's interview with the club. Would that be a situation where you're like,
yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, yes. I mean, if tomorrow Enzo Fernandez turns up and sings that Argentina song again and the club ostracize him, I don't think anybody would have a problem with it. As an example, I doubt he's going to do that. But if he did and they said you're suspended, I don't think anybody would call that out. I really, really don't. But I do remember Chelsea fans, I'm not saying anyone specifically, calling Jose a bully when he was at Man United. And he didn't let Bastian Schweinsteiger try him with us. Some of them I've noticed don't have the same energy now, which I find particularly strange. Chelsea fans, the issue sound like many Arsenal fans at the start of our rebuild. Back Enzo, not the players. Let him mold his locker room, is what this Guna says here. Every time we get a new coach, there are players who are surplus to requirements. Why are we acting like this is abnormal? Stop the gaslighting, Terry. Nobody has said players being surplus to requirements is abnormal. That has not been. And Ches, you would agree I've not said that, right?
I know what you're trying to say. I don't think the super chat does.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't said. I just want to clarify from you that I'm debating with. I haven't said.
You do it. It's not what he's done; it's how he's done it. That's the difference.
Yeah, and it's just that the situation Chelsea could cause for themselves with the way they've done it. Not that they want to get rid of players at a surplus to requirement. Not been said at any juncture.
It's also the volume.
The volume is abnormal.
The volume is probably the worst part, David. It's probably not. Yeah, if it was one player, cool.
And that's why it's being discussed, because it is. Chelsea is becoming the X factor. Simon Maresca. It's like the judges' chairs. Yeah, I like that. Based on this logic, It's more than 42 players. We have the under 18s, under 10s, under 8s. Damn, we're screwed. Get the under 8s into the first team training.
I like this one. This is funny.
As a Chelsea fan, it's crazy to see how delusional our fan base is. Maybe I wasn't aware. Let's see where we are at mid-season. Thank you, Daniel. Who's buying Sterling for a good price after this? Well, it looks like Aston Villa have made an inquiry. I don't know what. I mean, the thing is now, what price you get for him is going to be interesting because you basically said he's not part of your plans, and it's not harder to get a good price, but we'll see. What
Duran?
You don't want Duran, do you? Still, you can't still.
I'll take it.
David, do not. Your stands on the gut if you want that. Bro.
I feel like
super chat.
Yeah, was it toxic at Arsenal when Arteta kicked Aubameyang out? Sterling got his chance and didn't step up as the experienced player. It's time to give others a chance.
Simply put, when Aubameyang left, he was one player out of an entire squad. Where at Chelsea right now, there is a whole list of players, obviously at Chelsea right now, that they're trying to move at the exact same time, that are ousting at the exact same time. So it's a little bit of a different circumstance.
No.
Aubameyang wasn't the club captain. Was the club captain who got stripped and was taken out. In that situation, we actually started playing better and got better off the back of that. Where Chelsea, and we don't know.
Wait, around one sec. Thanks, Terry, for getting me on this channel because Gal will say something like that, and everyone would just say, "Yeah, that's facts." And
what did I say wrong?
That's factually incorrect. You're making it sound like
factually incorrect. Okay, go ahead.
You interrupt me when I'm speaking, so I can't respond, can I? You're making it sound like that what you're saying is that every single player we've ousted is been the same as Sterling. He's the one who made the statement. So the club has now got back to the statement. What? Sorry?
I never said it's the exact same situation.
No, but you're saying only one player. Like we've only had, I'll probably say, Terry's right here, 2 players who've done a madness too. Probably 3. Chalobah, Gallagher, and what's it called? Sterling. And Conor Gallagher had 2 opportunities to leave. He didn't take it. So you can't say it's completely different.
Ches. To hold on, David. Sorry. To defend the gal, that super chat said Aubameyang. That's why. No, but that's why he's saying about Aubameyang, because that super chat just said Aubameyang. It didn't say all the players that we've ever done.
No, but Agalden said after that it was only one person, which isn't actually true.
No.
He means at the time Aubameyang was one person.
It was more than just one person, bro. It wasn't.
No, it wasn't. Aubameyang
was but there was Ozil.
Ozil was at a completely different time.
Yeah,
Ozil and Aubameyang were not.
I swear that was the same time.
One second. You guys need to understand. Ozil and Aubameyang were not at the same time. Ozil left in the summer, and Aubameyang left in January. It's 2 completely different situations.
Yeah, and the Aubameyang one's different.
Let's not make it seem like Arsenal had Ozil, Aubameyang, Lacazette, all these guys ousted at the exact same time.
Arsenal was never toxic.
We were toxic, bro. But we were toxic.
That's what I'm saying, Giuseppe. That's what I'm saying.
But we were toxic. But the thing is,
they are trying to spin this and try to compare apples to oranges. You guys have 15 to 20 players. Your manager said 15 to 20 players.
Like this.
Don't try to sit here, Ches, and come here and try to compare 15 to 20 players, be it academy kids, be it youngsters, be it Lukaku and Kepa who came back from loan. You do have that number of players who are paid employees at the exact same time, not training with the first team and completely separate. That is not a normal situation. I don't think any of us have seen something this dramatic in our 20 to 30 years.
Dramatic. Oh my lord!
But Aubameyang was different.
Honestly, has anybody seen that?
Aubameyang was Arteta sending a message to the rest of the
paid employees who aren't training with the first team. You have 15 paid employees who aren't training with the first team. You do know that,
bro. I'm talking about people who are paid,
right?
Okay, 1 second. You're trying to be a smart aleck, but you're not realizing what you're doing is just making your club worse because you're in denial. You're in denial. You're in denial that the situation at Chelsea.
Why are you so defensive? All we said was Aubameyang.
All I'm saying is what's happening at Chelsea is unprecedented.
He's all right. You're still
you guys to try to compare to other clubs is wrong. That's it.
Can I reply to the Aubameyang thing? Can I reply to the Aubameyang?
Yeah, guys, we're going to run out of time on the show, so I can't actually because we're getting with a lot of super chats. Ches, the way you serve the best waffles, I'm convinced you are Belgian, bro. Is what
I wish I could speak French. To be fair, I wish.
Or Flemish, or
Dutch.
They speak bare languages over there.
A lot,
Igal, I'm agreeing with you, but you're but you're wired to always oppose. I said Aubameyang was a good decision, and I think Sterling, who's one person, got his chance. That element's that element I don't think it should even be part of the. That element shouldn't even be part of the debate, to be fair. Chelsea for sure has stuff to work on, but the media are talking out or taking it out of proportion. Honestly, it's poor journalism on their part.
Yeah, Sky
manager
Sports
said
all
that.
over us.
Must be difficult as a black man supporting Chelsea. All of a sudden, players get dropped. Make it make sense. I don't get what that means.
Thanks for the £5.
Cheers, mate. That makes no sense whatsoever.
I was
Cheers,
going
mate.
to say that.
Igal is the absolute worst. All he does is run on sentences to dominate the stream. The lack of testosterone in his voice makes it even worse. What is that about? Don't be horrible to me. Come on, man.
Levels.
Come on now. Thank you. During the Euros, everyone saw Conor was average. Now it's a travesty. He's gone the same as Sterling. No one would take, but we have to. Comes across as point scoring. See, this is the thing. I don't think anyone's complaining about the players who move. This is just my interpretation. I don't think anybody has said your reasons for wanting them gone are wrong as fans because they're not
Conor Gallagher won, Terry. That's true. Conor Gallagher, people were saying that.
But that's more Chelsea fans. I think Chelsea fans, more so than rivals, are angry about that. We all agree that he's not very good. I don't think anyone's can't believe they've got rid of Conor Gallagher.
No, Terry, that's not true. Rivals were saying he was the best midfielder. You shouldn't get rid of him. That's what they were saying.
He was one of your best performing players last season.
No, Ram.
Not literally your best. I feel like Terry would win a show with his dog. I wouldn't ever put Rocky into that, but he is a beautiful boy. He's a proper dog. He is. This here, there's so many of these. Igal, I take back any disrespectful things I've said to you in the past. Your analysis on Ugarte was very fair, unbiased, and respectful. Thank you, is what V33 says here. Josh also commented on that, saying, interesting perspective, Ram. Curious if you'd prefer Ugarte or Endo to be a DM in your team.
I prefer Kimmich in my team. How about that?
So you mean Ugarte?
No, I prefer someone better than Ugarte. You know what? Just
answer the no, Ram. I'm not letting you do that. We don't do that on the football terrace. Answer the actual question.
We're the same player, and plus I like Endo. Endo's my guy.
Okay, that's what you think. Southampton are about to prepare a bid for Aaron Ramsdale, just to let everybody know. The club has just as much responsibility to hold up their end of the contract as it does a player. Yes and no. I always disagree with that. I don't like how I look at loyalty in football is so weird. I hate when fans get annoyed that a player wants to leave, but then don't care when they want to get rid of a player. I think it's fair on both angles. Equally, this means Chelsea fans are advocating for this. If in 12 months, Palmer says, I want to leave and join Arsenal, I want to join I want to join Real Madrid, you also can't be angry with him based on this logic. If you're allowed to be happy that players that you think are surplus to requirements should go, you should be accepting if a player thinks you're surplus to requirements. If you have equal energy and you're an honest human being is how it should work. But football fans are toxically tribal. We all are. So it's never going to work. Manuel Ugarte could become better under Ten Hag. Oh, sorry, I would have done that one. Yes, he potentially could. In terms of, yes, I've seen that earlier, KJ. United have signed a young player, Mali international, Kone. I don't know what team that's from. But he's coming model. Signing young players.
Yeah, copying Chelsea.
Sorry.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Man United have been developing an academy since before Chelsea were even a recognisable club, boys. But there we go. Do you want to compare academy history? Do you want to do that? Never going to go down well. You'll always lose that battle. Every club in England will.
No, you thought he was academy. He's probably Chelsea, Frank Lampard.
He weren't from your academy, was he?
From West Ham.
No, I know.
How about that?
No, Terry. No, Terry, I said it before. I literally said he's not part of the academy, but Frank Lampard's
okay, right.
Chelsea.
Sorry, I thought he was part of the academy. I remember when Igal said that Robin Van Persie was from the Arsenal academy. That killed me. I thought he did an Igal there.
Talking about young players, you always say that.
Yeah, because it's funny. It will always be funny, Igal. It was one of the greatest moments on my shows. Aubameyang was toxic and poisonous to the team. Speaking of